Hello, 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 hello. So we're back home. We got the felt under the desk. It feels good to draw on felt. It's a weird thing. Um, got a huge supply of paper. And let's draw. Let's get drawn. I don't know what to draw today. I was thinking about something right before I sat down, but now I can't think of it. I mean, sometimes you just got to start drawing and see where it brings you. How big is this? Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So you can see from here to here. Okay, that's good. Stop. Right. Knocking stuff over already. Yep. Yeah, so what is it? It's Thursday. I think it's Thursday. And so we were traveling, we got back from traveling, and my coffee machine, I went to, clean it out. I took it all apart so that it wouldn't like just be sitting with water in it or anything. And there was still water in it, even just in a weird spot, like in the pipes or something, and that stinks. But that's not really what I wanted to say. Oh, it had like a film on the inside of the water container, and I scrubbed it out and it was like all black and gross. So that sucks. I have it soaking in vinegar, so hopefully that'll be good. I don't know what I was doing with this person here. Their lips are a little off center, but I kind of knew that because I had this weird slip of the wrist. I was thinking we could do like some sort of flower up here. Oh, hey gamer. Hey bro. Oh, I'm bro. Hey gamer 2.2. Hey Rondo Volley. I am from an island in the United States called Long Island. I am from the end of it in the area known as the Hamptons. That's where I grew up. So the United States is probably the answer that you're more looking for. The Hamptons is really weird. Uh, it was the third most policed town in the country in when I was young. And like the US already polices its towns very much more than a lot of other places. And then this one was one of the most policed towns. I mean, it's more police per person than almost anywhere else. Hey, AFX. Oh, cool, they're on. Some of the most important uh not discoveries exactly, not inventions really, but like philosophies, inventions you could say, like come from that area of the world. Not exactly Iran because it would have been before Iran was a place, but like Persia and that kind of thing. I wasn't going to give this person hair, but let's give them hair. No, this is a mistake. I can tell already. All right, we just got to make it a little longer. Hey, Rashawn. Yeah, yeah. We learn like the tiniest bit in New York schools. So every school, every state in the United States has different schools. All right. And then over time, the schools also change. But every state has different schools. New York and like there's a couple of other ones have very high, strict standards. So like a lot of the time, if someone moved from out of state when I was younger, they would go back at least a grade, sometimes two, because they would just not know enough to be in the grade in New York that they had been in before. Hey, Grumpy. Hey, Noob Slayer. Grumpy the Fourth. Good name. Oh, yeah, Rashawn. I hope you do get followers. If we all follow Rashawn, he can do live streams, which I remember about a year ago, I was really pushing to be able to do live streams. I didn't know you needed 50 subscribers. Inferno Dragons, welcome, welcome. And I went to live stream and I just couldn't. And I was like, oh, this. And I thought it said I needed to make 50 shorts. And then I went to make 50 shorts. I don't think it does exactly. Like, so the United States itself doesn't really have negative propaganda. Well, now, but some political parties might. So that's, I mean, so that's rough. And there's definitely like, hey, Flux. Flax. Oh, Flux is the doctor from Enterprise, the Star Trek show. I don't know what. Anyone have any suggestions? What should I draw today? I'm drawing, I guess, weird faces, which is pretty good. When I was young, there was a show called Gumby. Actually, it's not really from when I was young. It's from even before when I was young, but it would sometimes still be on TV. Oh, so you can live stream AFX. That's great. Showing off your live stream capabilities. And they had a creature. They had the villains were blockheads. And they had like numbers and letters on the sides of their heads. Yeah, we can add hands. Looks like your classmate. That's great. I am not exactly good at hands, but let's do it. I'm not terrible. I'm getting better all the time. I mostly draw animals. That's like I had a breakout series that did really well and sold some prints and posters and stuff like that, greeting cards, and they were animals in hats. Yeah, we'll add hands. We'll do let's see, where would the back of this guy's head be? Oh, right here, right here. So then like that's where his arm would come from. And we'll have him waving with both. We'll have, I don't know what he's doing with both hands up, but oh, let's make him shrugging. So a lot of the times I will just, is this all still? No, hang on, let me move it over. A realism snake. We'll see, we'll see. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Try to get this guy back in the center. So some artist, I was trying to learn hands. I take classes online all the time in order to try to learn stuff, more stuff, get better at stuff, practice stuff. And so I was trying to do that with hands. Hands are very hard. We can do a scary face. Hi, the yellow cherry. And no shrieking. So everything is the same size. Oh, yeah, yeah. Cubes from circles. Interesting. There's like whoa, it got really sunny all of a sudden. And they were saying like with hands, you kind of want to, it would be better to get just like a silhouette shape and get that right before you even try to put in the fingers and stuff. And so I've been trying to do that. It's hard. Hands are hard. It's because we know so much what they look like because they're so important to humans, um, that we like pay a lot of attention to them, even though we don't really realize it. Our brains like really really care about what hands look like. And so it's hard. It's hard to like do a hand right because you end up with this like uncanny valley stuff and you don't even know how to fix it because it's not like your brain pays attention to it and you know what it is. Your brain pays attention to it and doesn't tell you all about it. Yeah, I should do a digital stream. I have my tablet set up and I have OBS and everything, so I'll do a digital stream at some point. If I'm up for it, I might be able to do one this evening and just do the same kind of like drawing random stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Tiger Mango. I can't want to say Tango. I can't even do it. How do you come up with the monster ideas? Yeah. So I almost never know what I'm gonna draw when I start drawing. It's hard. I was just thinking about this, how like a big part of it is just like trusting that I will come up with something. But I think it's a lot of practice. I used to be really worried about it. Yeah, gloves on every hand is so real. I used to be really worried about it. I do a cartoon. I just draw a cartoon for my wife every day where it's like it's just these two little cartoon characters and they get into all sorts. I've been doing it for quite a while, I guess like 3 years now. And at first I would always be like worried, like, oh my God, what am I going to think of? Like I need to think of something new. And after doing it for so long, like first of all, it doesn't have to be brand new. So that's part of it is like I used to really think everything had to be like the newest thing. Like it couldn't have been anything like it was before. Um, I think we might hold off on the Viper today. Maybe I'll try a Viper head it closer to the end of the stream. I mean, if there's no other requests, I can do something like that. Um, oh man, why is this guy so weird? But we did a lot of snakes and dragons and things. Oh, I forgot he wasn't going to get arms out of his body. A scarf, yeah. I don't know where a scarf would go. Yeah, we'll do a scarf. We got it. We got it. Oops. It's almost cold enough to wear a scarf today for me here. Down, down. I have like some song stuck in my head. I don't even know what it is. All right. Somebody said, yeah, so I just like I kind of trust that I will come up with monster ideas and that helps. We're learning to draw cubes. Hi guys. Oh, at the yellow cherry. Did I say hi to you guys? Okay. So let's do the Viper with shading. Just I'm not going to do the whole Viper, but let's try the head of a Viper. All right. And my little T. Vipers aren't cobras, right? What's the... Hi, Mario. How you doing? It was fun drawing the Mario, the realistic Mario. I didn't have a lot of time, but I think it came out pretty good. Let's see. I'm trying to draw... as per request, a viper. They're not, because snakes are so, like, they're meant to be camouflaged, right? So like they're hard to draw sometimes because it's hard to even identify the what is it called? The silhouette or the shape of it. Hi, Femke. Femke. I'm trying to draw a viper. So like these are the eyes. I don't think vipers have fangs like this coming out, but that's what we're doing. No, no, don't worry about it. What are you gonna? You can't. It's totally cool. It's not it's a halfway done drawing. There's like a TikTok sound that goes around, and it's like if you look at my sketchbook and I'm doing a drawing that's not yet done, you're gonna see hands that look like egg beaters, or I don't remember the exact words, but it's like when something is undone and half done, especially, it can look so crazy. So then we'll add a little bit of texture in order to get the what's it called? Like the scales. I try to do this method where you just do a couple spots and you let the person's brain fill it all in. I'm getting better at it, but it took so much practice. Like, oh yeah, Salwa. Yeah, it's really like I would love to look at people's art. We do have a Discord that it's not a lot of people have joined, but it's there to help people share their art if they want to join. It's in my bio. No pressure. It's just that. And then I know some people have tagged me so I can see their art, which is also really cool. And this guy was like totally uneven. Let's fix that up real quick. Okay. I wish I could draw like that good. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so blue and yellow could be, yeah, it's not that long. Can you draw a dog that's it? Sure, I could try that. Um, yeah, so in color theory, it's really interesting. You can do like blue and yellow, right? Because there's going to be undertones of blue and yellow and a lot of orange things. Just like in like a Caucasian pink skin, there's a lot of green and red underneath the peach. And you can see like here's some green, here's some red. There's also a little bit of yellow, but yellow is the main color of the other part. And then with pumpkins, you can either have like that blue and yellow, the different shades there to help do the shadow and the light where the light is striking it. You can also do like a green, right, which is the inverse of orange. Is it the inverse of orange? It's kind of green. You can do the inverse of the color you're drawing, of the color family you're drawing on it, and that will also give you a nice background to make it look rich and real. I do talk about this a little bit. I'm not like very good at color theory, but I know a little bit, and I try to share it when I do my digital lives because that's when I do color. I mostly color digitally. Um, yeah, although I am starting to color physically. I have some, they're not here, but I have some inks and some paper, and I've been doing some it's uh it's sort of like watercolor, but it's done with like India ink. I couldn't think of what it was called. So I was going to give this guy hands, but I think it'll be funnier to just have like a bunch of snakes falling out of his shirt. That like it's a bunch of snakes. Yeah, if you want to link me or drop it in the Discord, I will look at it at some point. Um, Silwa. Thank you so much, Dean. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to get too detailed on these snakes, but I do want them to exist. So let's erase some of the shirt that they will be blocking. Okay. And let's use that as a place to start. Some will be tails and some will put heads on. I'm not going to get, like I said, too detailed. So I'm just going to draw some like snaky shapes with no texture, no details. We'll have some of them falling out. And then ones that are like the small ones and stuff, we don't even need to make them have like just a silhouette is good enough. I think that works pretty good. Hey, Flora. Hey, Mohammed. Oh, cool. Tex Avery cartoons. Like, he does Awooga. What is that called? He has the wolf character. Some really great stuff from Tex Avery. Yeah, it can be really, really crazy to get the. You know who sorry, Mario. You know who I was studying and I really enjoyed? Chuck Jones. I have done some small animations, but not a ton. It's something I'm really interested in, but I just have not spent the time to work on it yet. Oh, thank you so much, Ben. Uh, Power Ranger. Okay. And yeah, Femk, it's really hard to get proportions right. I stand by keeping an eraser ready, and if your proportions are wrong, just erasing, starting that part again, no problem. Um, I try not to be too precious with any of my drawings, especially while I'm working on them. After they're done, I might be a little precious. I forget what we were going to draw next. I know we have. Oh, we're going to do a sitting dog. Oh, okay. It says it's expired. Okay, I will try to put a new one in. Let's do the dog. I'll take a new piece. Somebody once told me if you're drawing art that you might want to save, then you might want to do new sheets. Don't draw on the back. Because when you scan something in, you will see, I think you can even see it here, like you can see it through. And so if you want to keep it and use it, even on thicker paper, there might be a mistake or there might be something that bleeds through. You did surgery, crazy. I've only done very, very, very small things that you might want to call surgery. Oh yeah, I remember you, Pebbles. It was fun drawing your PFP. I watched a YouTube, like a Reddit something, and they were talking about a raccoon named Pebbles. So it really, your name stuck out in my mind. Oof. I broke a toe. No, I dislocated a toe once. It was terrible. It was very, very painful. So I can't imagine a broken toe. I broke my hand bone once. That was also really, really bad. I think those are the only bones I've broken. Okay. Oh yeah, I know flip books for sure. Yeah, the only surgery I've done is I've removed splinters and that kind of thing, slivers of glass, and this might be a little too gruesome. And I've removed like my own stitches and stuff. All right, so I'm going to switch to the more erasable pencil and really just kind of throw down some shapes that I think will make a sitting dog. And then from there, we can uh, decide what to keep and what to change, see if we like it, that kind of thing. I try to always remember that when you're sketching, the sketch is not the part that matters. It's the finished product. So not to get too precious with the sketch, because I used to care so much and be like, well, this part is good, so I have to keep it. And it's like, well, not if it doesn't fit with everything else. Then that doesn't really make sense. Okay. So I think this is good. There's something about the back leg that isn't sitting right with me, but maybe that'll come together once we start actually putting it in. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I've not read it. I always keep my sketches light since it's easier. Exactly. Easier. Mariah gets it. Myra gets it. Those two. Yeah, painful surgeries suck. I think people care. It's hard to, I think people empathize. Okay, so I guess I made his jaw a little floppy, or his jowls, I guess it's called, a little floppy. Dogs are one of the few animals that have like a controlled eyebrow muscle, so they can really make some human expressions. Oh, thank you, Myra. Thank you, Femke. We'll get this. We'll keep going. We'll get you. We'll get you the dog, and then I do put up all my lives after the fact as just regular long. So you can always go check it out if you have to go or you miss it or you want to see it again. I leave them. I upload them. Oh my gosh, terrible. Sure, cars. Have you seen? There's like there's some theories about cars, which are pretty funny. Oh, thank you so much. It's just lots of practice. I looked at some pictures of dogs before I started. That helped. I've been drawing animals a lot lately, so I like have learned this back leg thing, which I used to really struggle with. But like back legs have a certain look to them for all mammals, basically, and getting that right can make such a big difference. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Blue and Jay, I am drawing just a dog, a little pupper. Not just a dog. Look at him. He's regal. He's looking at us. Cute pup. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay. I don't know Sundrop, but I can look him up. Oh, thank you so much, Blue and Jay. Bombastic side eye, yeah. He's like, why are y'all looking at me? I don't even think we have to erase that much to get him. Okay, yeah, so what's it called? Mr. Sketch Markers. No, I've not. Um, hi, Al. I have not. I've watched the first episode of Attack on Titans. I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, but it could be cool to do like a watch along or something at some point. But no time soon. Somebody said, oh, 101 Dalmatians was the first Disney movie where they used pencil and a Xerox copier to do the line work. So they didn't have an inking. And you can really tell because instead of being like that nice, thick, what is this? Yeah. Instead of being these like thick, solid lines like this on the final product, you have lines that are like this. And you can see, like, if you get really close, you can see how there's like space, and this doesn't make it perfectly uniform. And 101 Dalmatians does. I haven't really tried to draw in the 30s animation style. I mean, maybe a little bit, like more like 40s, but not really. Like, what is that rubber hose animation? Um, was there another request that I'm forgetting? I don't think so. So let's try Hey the Cochrans. Oh, yeah. We can make him shaking his tail, right? We'll do that. We'll draw another little, like, half shaded tail. And then, is this back on frame? And then that. And that, now it looks like he's wagging his tail. Or she. No, all dogs are boys and all cats are girls. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Salwa. I hope you feel better. As long as things get better, they'll get better. Let's see what. Oh yeah, let's. Oh, Power Rangers. That's right. That's right. I don't know Smiling Friends. I haven't watched Adult Swim in quite a while. Okay, so I've drawn a Power Ranger before. I'm not good at it, but let's try. I'm just going to try the head. I should draw it a little bit bigger, but okay, we'll try it a little bit bigger. So because I don't remember any specific Power Rangers, I'm just going to kind of make up a Power Ranger mask. So I think like they probably don't really have ears, right? So I'm squaring this up because it'll give it more of like a tough appearance. I'll keep the head round. So Power Rangers is really interesting. I didn't know this for a really long time. So they have a basic mouth shape, right? But it was actually a totally different show in Japanese with none of the American like high school or kids, like the American actors at all. And it was a different fighting show with other like storyline and stuff going on. And then I forget the company, but some company took it, cut the fight scenes up, and added in more acting, and that acting became Power Ranger. Like that's the show. I just think that's so interesting. Like it's a different property. There's a totally different show out there with the same fights. I got this pencil from probably Jet Pens. It's a Pentel pencil. So I know it's the Graph Gear 500. There's also like different sizes. This is a 0.7. This one's a 0.5. And then there's like a 0.3. This is very thin lines. Whoa, this is dirty. But when it's not dirty, very thin lines, slightly thicker lines, very thick lines. And I mostly use the 500, the 0.5 with a black 2B This guy with this pencil lead. But there's tons of pencil leads too. I bought a bunch and experimented to see which ones I like. Shut up. Was Teletubbies inspired by Power Rangers? Oh, thank you, Salwa. Very, very kind. That's crazy. I did not know that. Teletubbies, really interesting. Like, not, I've never really watched the show. It's a kid show. I was never a kid when it was a show. Um, but what I find fascinating is the costumes, man. I was saw an interview with a couple of the actors. I will try to remember to call you Yaya. Oh, that's great, Femke. Thank you so much. All the subs help so much. If I get enough subs, YouTube will let me do more stuff. Yeah, and so the costumes, like I kind of always assumed, I don't know what I thought about the costumes, but the interview was with them, and they were like, "Yeah, there's like a seat built in, and the uh, so like you have to walk around, and you're like dragging the costume, and so let's just draw it out real quick. So you have like the big head, right? Whatever shape is on top, and then the person is like here, and they control this with like either their hands or with buttons and controls that go up into this area, and then their legs are in the legs, but their legs, the legs are much bigger and they're on stilts, right? So their legs end here ish, and then they're on like big stilts, but then the body's pretty big, right? And then this is where the TV would be. So then there's like a seat built in, so they would get it to stand and then they could sit down because it was so long, the filming, it was so hot and so big that they just like they couldn't stand the whole time. When you're eating hamburger is getting less and less hamburger. That's interesting. Thank you, Femke. Can you draw Baccarat from Blue Lock? Hang on, let me write that down so I don't. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's hard. It took a lot of practice. I'll show you. It's you like take it, you let it go, and then you take your other one. And the best part is if you can get it going and it's comfortable, it'll just kind of swing around back into place. And that's where it feels really good. But when I first started, it was just this, just flipping it around the finger with my other two. Right then, Apples, I was drawing just a demonstration of the Teletubby, and then I did a Power Ranger, but I think now I'm going to draw Blue Lock from, no, this Power Ranger is funny looking, but this is my sad Power Ranger. It's not a real Power Ranger. I didn't draw one. I just like made one up. He's the dark blue Power Ranger. The mauve Power Ranger. I'm liking him more and more actually. Okay, let me look up SCP-49. You did request that a couple days ago, and I said I would do it. 049. If it's just a guy, come on, load the images. Oh, okay, Plague Doctor. Cool. Yeah, Plague Doctors are great. Some of my favorite early drawings when I was first messing around were Plague Doctors. So yeah, we can do that for sure. Okay, let me do I have a Plague Doctor, 049, and then I said I would do Baccarat. Yeah, I'm gonna check Baccarat out. after that. From Blue Lock. That sounds familiar. Hey, Sans. Okay. Make a scary face. Well, we're going to do the Plague Doctor. SCP-049. And then we will do, I have Blue Lock, but scary face can be right after that. Let's see. Here and here. Plague Doctor. So let me get the sketching pencil out. So this guy looks pretty thin for a Plague Doctor, and that's okay. I'm going to have him kind of looking straight at us because that's the easiest way for me to do hoods. I drew a bunch of hoods the other day where they were like looking away or looking to the side, and it was really hard. The Big Bird costume was like the same size as the Teletubby. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They seem right. Big Bird, so cool. What I love about Big Bird is, that different countries have different Big Birds. Like different cultures have different different versions of Big Bird, which I think is really neat. Never occurred to me until someone pointed it out. And they're different colors, right? So in the United States, Big Bird is yellow, but in other countries and other cultures, Big Bird is all different colors, sometimes like green, sometimes multicolored. Okay. So Plague Doctors are really interesting because they got all bundled up for the wrong reasons and did all sorts of different treatments that they didn't really understand, but a lot of it ended up working. Construction paper. Oh, blue, cool. Yeah, I was trying to remember Brazil in particular because I definitely knew that at some point. Okay, do we want him to have his arm doing something? If we have him like pointing at us, that's really hard to draw, but I think it would look pretty cool. We can try it. We can try it. Ugh, I already don't like it. But if we don't try things like this, we'll never get better, right? So that's the hard part. Where's the eraser? Hey, that kind of looks like a hand pointing at us. I think that's good. I became interested in Brazil when I was a kid and I was not studying. I mean, I did a lot of like studying research as a kid that emulators and old systems and stuff. And a lot of the time they'd be like, the thing you're looking for is a thing. And I'd be like, oh, thank God, I'll try to get it. And they'd be like, in Brazil. And I'd be like, oh, man. Because Brazil had a lot of they continued to make like Super Nintendos and licensed, like official Super Nintendos, not made by Nintendo, but licensed, and Sega Genesis, or maybe it's just Sega, in Brazil until like recently. Is pretty neat. Okay, I'm like getting really into doing this one particular arm, and I think we just have to call it like that's either it or it's not, but we're done doing that. Oh, cool. I've never been to a gold mine. We can put Momo on the list, but we have a couple things ahead of it. We have, let's see, Bakura, a scary face. A Bakura and a scary face after the Plague Doctor. Yeah, so Plague Doctors will do like a vinegar wash and stuff like that, and that it worked. And so it's like really interesting. and same, they like had this big mask, right, that they would wear and stuffed it with flowers and stuff because they thought miasma, the um, the miasma theories of germ theory, right? They thought like bad smells was what was causing the um, transmission of disease or causing disease. They didn't even know it was transmission. And oh, cool. I loved Woody Woodpecker when I was young. He kind of just disappeared. He was pretty popular for a period of time. Well, I don't know. Okay. So when I was a kid, I did not have TV. There was a TV in the house that got broadcast, but it stayed in my grandmother's room and only she watched it. And it was, she only watched the news and Jeopardy. And like nobody else was welcome to watch that with her. Well, as far as I know, I don't know, like I was very young, so maybe there was something else. I didn't really care to watch those things, and that was the only thing I knew TV from. And then when I got older, we had some black and white TV and broadcast, but there wasn't very much on for a kid. But we would rent these videos, and there was a video rental store a few miles away. So we would go and rent these videos, and a lot of the videos would be things like Woody Woodpecker or um, Superman, stuff like that, like the old Superman cartoons from the 40s. So like a lot of the videos we watched were really old cartoons. I guess that's what my grandma liked. I don't really know why those were what I was allowed to watch. Oh, that's really great, Myra. That's such a great compliment. Thank you so much. All right, I think this guy's pretty good. Oh yeah, we'll have his only his fingers are sticking out at the bottom of this because his sleeve is so long. I don't really want to shade everything black, which is what his cloak would be. But what we'll do is we'll just kind of shade it gray instead. Thank you, the masked. The what is it? The masked dude. If we shade this carefully, or not carefully, um, in a certain way, we can kind of make it so that the shading itself shows some of the movement of the cloth and stuff. Because we're not shading it a uniform color and we're giving it these sketchy lines, you can kind of use the sketchy lines to kind of your advantage. Oh yeah, you're totally right. Plague doctors did have hats. But I guess this is SCP. So they had these huge hats, right? And that's part of what kept them safe is because they pushed, there was a, like no one was supposed to get that close to them. That was part of like, they basically, it was a social distancing hat. Same with the beak. And they didn't know that that's why it was doing it, but that was part of it. Yeah, so I looked up SCP-049, which is the plague doctor, but he doesn't, in all the in all of the images I saw, he didn't have a hat. This letter theta is the letter thorn. Oh yeah, thorn or theta. Yeah. Oh, I got it. I knew it was the masked, but I forgot dude. that was what I was missing. I used to care a lot, and I still kind of do if it's a finished product, about this like interface, right? So if you do two shadings, right, we do, let's just make a cube. Oh, not a cube. Come on, brain. A rectangle real quick. Is this on cam? I can't tell. Yeah. We'll do a rectangle real quick. His name is Larry. That's great. and we'll do some shading, and we'll do, let's just do, we'll do the bottom side and then we'll do the top side. This is in a weird position. I'm having trouble. So then it looks pretty even except for this seam, right, where they interact. So what I'll sometimes do is I will take my eraser, make sure it's clean, and I will just kind of come in and erase where that seam is a little bit, where they overlap a tiny bit. And that helps a little, but you get a different, now you get a different type of interface, right? Now it looks kind of erased. What you can do now is you come in and you just go, you draw from one line to another. And you basically connect the lines on one side with lines on the other side. Careful to not make it too dark. And that'll help hide the interface. And sometimes it's not even the interface, it's just I'm bad at scribbling. Yeah. So this guy, for some reason, he's not wearing his hat, but let's give him one. It'll be here, and then we'll have it have the giant brim. It's falling down a little bit, but it has the giant brim, and he's wearing it around his neck. It's hanging down. Would that be where it is? Yeah. So he does still have his hat. Oh, sometimes I'm drawing something and then I start holding my breath and I don't know why. Like it doesn't, I wasn't trying to be super careful right here or anything. I don't know why I was holding my breath. It's such a strange, I wonder if anyone else does that. No, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that commercial. What's a weird thing? Oh, Baccarat. All right, let's do Baccarat. One weird thing I know about that is come on, who is it? The Flintstones. They were sponsored by a cigarette company for a while. Okay, okay. It's good to know I'm not alone, Myra. Oh man. This guy is, oh, Blue Lock is a football anime. Were the Jetsons sponsored by a cigarette commercial? I would believe it. Okay, I can give Baccarat a try. He's a little outside of my art style, but let's go, right? There's nothing, you don't gain anything by trying to stay comfortable. All right, let's see. So, one of the first books I learned to draw people from, what, this is the wrong pencil. I don't think there's any lead in this pencil. No, there is. Sometimes these pencils get little, like the lead stuck in the little, that's exactly what's happened. This is blocked up. Oh no. So this is the hardest one to fix because the leads are so thin. And so things just break off inside the lead. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to fix this directly, so I think I will just use a different pencil. I thought maybe I could just quickly fix it. Nope. All right, I'm just going to waste leads, so I'll put this away. A crafting stream, sure. What do I craft? Oh wow, yeah. I haven't made those puppets since I was a kid, but like that does sound fun. Oh, cool. Snoopy was sponsored by Ford. Okay, so one of the first uh, books I ever had on how to draw was, well, the yeah, lately, because I had some as a kid that I'm not counting, was how to draw like teen anime, like anime, what was it? Shoujo. It was just a gift someone got for me. I don't even think they knew what it was. They were like, "Oh, drawing's cool." Maybe I got it. I didn't know what it was. That's also possible. But it taught a lot of good lessons, even if I wasn't like particularly drawing in manga style. It was it was pretty useful because you learn like, well, it taught me all sorts of like rules and things that like uh, people don't see, and just so like you can make eyes basically as big as you want, and it's always going to look fine because human brains focus so much on eyes anyway that like it works out. Um, it's just like, yeah, eyes, super important. That's actually why little kids will draw eyes really big because the brain is like, eyes are super important. So they take up a lot of space. Hey, Tomas. Ooh, yeah, I can draw. I got a scary face coming up, but then I can draw. Well, this could be a scary face. I could at least give it a try. I used to draw TMNT when I was a kid. Like as like one of the doodles I would do in school was just the TMNT face. Oh my God, I just remembered. I used to have this little disposable, like this little point and shoot camera. It was still when it was film, and it was just like it was super thin. So like basically it just fit a roll of film in its, that's all it was, right? And the film would go in the back in here or whatever. This would open up, but you weren't even supposed to open it up. It was like a reusable disposable camera. It was so weird. So you would take photos and you would bring it to like the developer, and it was like bright orange and it was TMNT. I do remember Blockbuster. I didn't go a lot personally, but um, like friends and family would go. I would like be visiting people, and they'd be like, "We got something from Blockbuster," and I did go a little bit like when it was about to close, and it was different. But I wasn't like I didn't go as a kid. We were in the middle of nowhere, kind of. So we didn't. The nearest Blockbuster was quite a ways away, like 45 minutes, 40 minutes. And then every picture you took, it was expensive to get developed because you had to bring the whole thing to the developer and they would take it out and they'd refill it. And then every picture you took would have like a picture, like a TMNT thing down here and like something turtle power. I can't remember, but it would have a little logo. It's so interesting. It, it, I don't have it anymore because we had a house fire at that house. And so it was gone. And then years later, I had a friend who moved from Brazil, Sebastian, and he had a party when he first moved. Like he moved into his own house and he had a big party. And I went over his house, and it was the house that had burnt down that they rebuilt. It wasn't all the way burnt down, but the house that had the house fire that they had rebuilt like over the years. And it was like I was like in my childhood home or one of my childhood homes. It was very strange experience. Okay, I'm trying to get this guy's eyes right. Or girl? I don't know. I'm trying to get this person's eyes right. Okay. And then they have like a sort of evil face. I don't know why. Hey, Filippo. Welcome back, Femke. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think this is Baccarat. Oh, they need ears. Just the little ears. And like eyebrows, I guess. Little cheekbone. One eyelash. There you go. Wait, do they also have blonde hair? Well, that's as close as I get for Baccarat. All right. What's next? Scary face. And then I don't know what's after that. This is kind of a scary face. Oh, Leonardo. Leonardo from TMNT. Yeah. Man, I loved the real Ghostbusters. Not the real Ghostbusters. There was a Ghostbusters cartoon. And I loved watching that. And I had like all these, hey, Lonnie. And I had all sorts of toys and stuff from it. What's a scary face? Let's see. So there's all sorts of ways a face can be scary, right? I think one of the scariest things for me is when somebody is angry. Um, because you never know what like a crazy angry person is capable of, right? So they're really unpredictable. And then if you like extend that out, like so we'll use some of the things that make people angry and we'll extend it out and like make it even more like extreme than just angry. That weird blue thing is funny. Huh? I don't know what the weird blue thing is. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. I think like Inhuman is also scary and like very slightly off from like what you expect is also sort of scary. So like there's a lot of things we can do to make something scary. Mixing emotional signals is scary. They say that's why we can get really scared of like psychopaths and sociopaths because they don't understand, they don't, their faces don't, because they're not experiencing emotions in the same way as other people, their faces will not like convey the proper emotion in all its parts because it's like they're like putting it on to try to like fit in or to make other people comfortable or whatever it is. And that can be really unnerving for people. And that's probably part of why like they get such a bad rap. I mean, also they can be very harmful when they're not getting treatment and stuff. I did not mean to be talking about sociopaths. I was just thinking, or psychopaths. I was just thinking about ways to make a scary face. Blue thing in Ghostbusters. Oh, I don't know. I only saw the new movies once or twice. Once. I only saw the new movies once. I know I said or twice. Um, so I don't remember if it's in the new movies. I don't really remember it. You know what? To be fair, I don't really remember the old movies either or the cartoon, but I did remember really liking them when I was younger. That's not one of the ones I've gone back and rewatched. I have rewatched some of the old Ninja Turtles show, because I'd also like reread the comics and stuff. Okay. So eyes, I'm interested in the eyes because I think having like really tiny pupils is a good signifier of danger. Bluey, oh yeah. Is draw Thomas? Um, yeah, I loved playing games on the NES. I didn't have a ton, and then uh, we lost them. But when emulators became big and a good thing, like that was really great. I still play games, NES games on emulator. I played some games that were only available in Japanese because people had translated them. So it was a really great uh, experience. You know, legally done. You have to. It's not a. You have to get a copy of the game legally in order to play it on emulator. Oh, Czech Republic, cool. Is that hey Monia? This is just a scary face. Somebody requested a scary face, so that's what we're doing. And I was thinking of different ways to make a face scary. And I think we got some pretty good options here. I think another thing that makes a face scary is like a totally unhinged haircut. And I think that can make someone scary because you're like they're not even trying to fit in to like society's norms. And like not that fitting into society's norms is really important or anything. I mean, it's not super important or anything, but like because especially if it's like unkempt, it can be like, oh, this person doesn't it does not care. You know, this kind of looks like Tom Hanks playing that guy, something Pumpkins. I can't remember from SNL. I've seen some shorts talking about it. We'll give him some sweat. We'll make his eyes a little sunken in, make him tired. Give him some more of that anger, those anger lines. The hair didn't turn out as bad as I thought, as crazy as I thought it would. Like, I could see this hair being fine. All right, that's the scary face. I know, but is Luke LeMay in it? This is not Shrek, yeah. Oh yeah, looks like him. I think it does a little bit. All right. Scary face, Bakura from Blue Lock, the old TMNT turtle. Oh, Leonardo. We have the Plague Doctor. Yeah, well, let's just go quick over what we drew today. So we have, this was the first thing. It was just something to break the ice, something silly. We had this guy, a blockhead wearing a scarf. I do not know where he came from. I love him. He is my favorite. You cannot take him away from me. I just realized he's half in 3D and half not. So we're adding a little bit of 3D to him right now. There we go. Got some junk in the trunk. And we'll do a little shading. Excellent. Really helps pull them together. And then we did snake made of snakes. Okay, we have just generic scary face. We have a Power Ranger. We have me talking about how Teletubbies work. We have a dog, cute pup. The Plague Doctor. And then I just went over those two. Not dinosaur now. What I was doing, I had two requests: a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and I think Bluey and Bluey. Okay, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Leonardo to be specific. So I used to draw the face a lot. I'm not going to look it up. So there's been a bunch of different styles for the Ninja Turtles. So I don't feel like obligated to stick to any particular one. But so I'm just going to kind of try my best and see where that takes me. So one of the most important things, right, is the mask. So we'll get that. They're bald. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Leonardo's very serious. And then as we get closer to the back, you want to add some like wrinkles to the mask because it's going to be tied in a knot, so it's pulled together, bunched up. I think, okay, yeah, so it's Ninja Turtle, then your Charlie Brown ghost costume, you're totally right, and then it's Bluey. This looks a lot like Leonardo, even already. And then what would I've never done the shell. So I'm drawing the shell first, even though it'll be hidden by the body, because I want to make sure the proportions are right. Well, I guess the front of the shell is not hidden by the body. You have this whole part, right? That's like the front of the shell. I don't know the Charlie Brown ghost costume. I'm going to look it up. I love drawing ghost costumes. Every Halloween, I draw a bunch of things in ghost costumes. I really like it. This Halloween, I remembered to upload some of them. So I did like a cactus in a ghost costume. I did something else. It was pretty good. I think I might have done his body a little big. I'm just going to try to pull it up a little bit. Oh, make sure I'm on camera. I think like what's interesting about the Ninja Turtles is like because they're not humans or even mammals, their like body and muscles can look very different. Just like their hands only have take care, Femke. Only have 3 fingers. I guess more like this. 2 fingers and a thumb, I guess, really. And then Leonardo has his double katana sticking out the back. So did you know there was like a big thing because somebody found out that Zelda, somebody cosplayed as Zelda and they did it like exactly like the I forget which version, probably Breath of the Wild, right? And they found out that you couldn't actually dress, like he wouldn't be able to pull his sword out because it was too long. And this makes me wonder if Leonardo could pull his sword out. This hand is messed up. I mean, the hand is fine. Hey, Surya. Yeah, that's probably what I've read the most of is the first comic, the early comic, but the recolored versions. I don't, I have read a lot of black and white, so I might have read the black and white. I just don't remember. Um, but yeah, they're great. He's his arm does not actually do that, but what's done is done. All right, pretty good. Let me see if I have my colored pencils right nearby. Uh, no, I was gonna just throw some blue on, but gosh, I don't know where they went. I thought I put them here on the desk to use. Mirage. Okay, Charlie Brown's ghost costume. I'm pretty interested. I do not remember. For some reason, Charlie Brown. So I used to read the comic strips when I would visit my nana. Oh my god, is this really it? This is great. What? What? Why is this? What's the story? Why is this his costume? It's excellent. This guy, what's his it's Jim Davies, Jim Davis. Great, great really good, what's it called? Really good really good approach to drawing comics, right? So he drew a comic every day. Hey Urfave or Linnea. Hey Linnea. Um, he drew a comic every day for decades, right? One thing he did to get through that and to make it make sense for him and to make it so he could continue to do it was he would, like, on Halloween he would have Halloween ideas that he would do, and on Christmas he would have Christmas ideas, and he would do the same sorts of things year in and year out. And because that's how, and he was like, well, that's how life works, right? And that's part of how Charlie Brown is, like, always throwing, is like never getting the football, and he's always going for advice, and it's all part of the same, it's sort of part of the philosophy of life, Jim Davis philosophy of life. Gosh, I hope I'm getting the name right. um, is like, it's more of the same. That's funny. I drew a paper bag the other day, and I hadn't drawn one before. Not really, and not like this. I think it really works here. Okay, get that line there, get this line here. And then Charlie Brown. Do they have regular fingers? I guess so. Like Charlie Brown people. I think Charlie Brown, fun, fun comic cartoon to read because it's so, especially as a little kid, I either like got it or I didn't. And like there's something neat about that. Like, but I was always entertained by the drawings and stuff. Hey Nasir, welcome. We're drawing a Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown ghost costume, which I had never heard of before, but it's pretty cool. Pretty good idea. And then I was talking about the creator of Charlie Brown. I think it's interesting too because you have the creator of Charlie Brown, Jim Davies, right? And he's like copying himself and doing variations on a theme. And he's just like, yeah, I don't really have anything new to say, but sometimes it's good to say things again. And then you have the opposite of that. You have Calvin and Hobbes, and he's saying like, well, I said everything I want to say. Whoa. That, I have to leave soon, Mal, but that is, I will try that. Um, if you come back on a different stream, please request that again. I don't know either of those properties, but I think it'll be fun to give something like that a try, like a mashup. So I, yeah, what's his name? Oh, I don't know. The guy who did Calvin and Hobbes, he's like, oh, I said everything I want to say, so I'm done, right? There's hundreds of Calvin and Hobbes comics and like a few dozen or like a half dozen books. You can read those if you want to read Calvin and Hobbes. I don't need to make new ones, and I don't need to. Yeah, Silly Fox 2.0. It's a request stream. That's what I've been doing lately. I don't have all my work. That's not, you don't need to know all that. I have about 10 minutes left. I'm going to try to come back on later and do like a digital one. I can't remember if I have something after this. This is the Charlie Brown. I think I do. Oh, I'm doing Bluey after this, but we probably have another one. Oh, Mal Deegan. There's Kim Popular. With the costume of someone from Hamster Hero. Okay, this is the Charlie Brown ghost costume. I assume that when he cut the eye holes, it was still folded, or he could just not get them right, or something like that. Classic Charlie Brown. And he got a rock. That's on. Okay, we're doing Bluey. Gosh. Bluey. Great show. Like, if you had a rough childhood, bad parents, something like that, I think Bluey is really good. It can be nice to hear like good lessons. So gosh, I have not drawn Bluey before. What's interesting is she's like just like a rounded cute this, like a stick of butter. Straight down legs. Very simple so far, like at least the basics. Very simple, which is great. That is important for oh, take care, Mario Rant. I hope you saw Ghost Charlie Brown. Okay. Especially for a cartoon. I read somewhere that you should be able to tell a cartoon based on its silhouette. And so like one example that is really obvious to me is Phineas and Ferb, right? Like just the fit silhouette of Phineas and Ferb, and you know exactly who that is. And that's what you want in a cartoon. You want that identifiableness just from the outline, basically, right? Is this on camera? Nope. Okay. Sorry about that. I need to like put markers down so I know where I'm on camera, because sometimes. Oh, hi TNT. Ooh, yes, Nasir. Next stream I will draw a lava lamp. I'll try even tonight. I'm drawing on I think I'm going to try to do, it depends on how the rest of the day goes, but I'm going to try to do a digital stream. I'm not as good drawing on digital, but it'll be fun to try to do a lava lamp. I think digital might really work out for it. I think it's weird that I'm not as good on digital because like it's not fundamentally different. I guess I just don't have the practice. Hi TNT. TNT. Really interesting story about how TNT was invented. It's basically invented by accident. Ooh, I should do a short about that actually. I need to write that down. I wonder if I already wrote it down. Sometimes I go to put a short. I have like a list of shorts that I want to do. That's like so long. And wait, is this it? Oh yeah, and then you have the belly. And then some spots. And then we'll do a little cleanup here. Let me get this eraser. This eraser is specifically for erasing the 2B. It doesn't work that good. It can leave a lot of smudge marks if you're not careful. I thought I got rid of them all, but obviously I didn't because there's a lot of smudge marks here. And there we go. That is so true. If you undo, you erase the whole line. That can definitely be part of it. And then like you're like learning to like lift the pencil more often and stuff like that. I find one thing too is for some reason I don't sketch as often on digital. When I do digital and I bust out like there's a pencil brush that I've worked to like optimize to my personal preference. And when I sketch with that before I actually put down the lines, that can make it much easier to draw digital. So I try to do that. I think this is pretty good. I think this is bluey. Pretty close. All right, what was the next one? Oh, I don't want to do the lava lamp now. I basically have to go. I'm just going to draw just a little bit of TNT. Let's do it this way. We'll do the front stick first. So there's a story, I think there's a couple of stories about somebody reading their obituary before they actually die, and that being like, oh my God, like, people think I'm a monster. I need to change my life. But one of those stories that is actually true, I don't know if other ones are true, I'm not trying to say, but one of the stories that is actually true is the story of I can't remember his first name, Edward Nobel, but the guy who did Nobel, he invented TNT. So before that, there was nitroglycerin, but it was really unstable, and so it was really hard to like transport. It was hard to do all this stuff, and so he accidentally discovered really a stabilizing agent that made it much easier to transport. It would only blow up when you wanted it to blow up, and stuff like that. So basically invented, modern dynamite. And without that, like, we don't get C4 and all that stuff. I mean, maybe we don't, right? I'm not a chemist. Maybe that was really easy to discover. But because of that, his obituary was like, bro is responsible for 1 million deaths. What a terrible person. He changed war forever to be much more deadly. Like, if he didn't exist, the world would be a better place. That was basically his obituary. But he wasn't dead. So he gets the newspaper. He's been falsely reported dead, and he sees in the obituary this terrible story about how horrible he is. And he's like, "Oh my God." Like, listen, one thing, dynamite's not just about war, right? Like, there's a lot of mountains where trains could only get through because they had dynamite. And if they didn't have dynamite, it would have taken an impossibly long time and too many human hours. And like, so there's a reason, like, dynamite has a purpose in peace. But that's not what people remembered when they read when he died and they made this obituary. And that's why the Nobel Peace Prize exists. Because he was like, is it Alfred Nobel? He was like, I don't want dynamite to be my legacy. I want it to be something better. And I think it worked. I think he rehabilitated his image posthumously. Like, I think most people don't remember him from dynamite. They remember him from the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Prize system. So, there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Check out, if you subscribe, you'll see when my lives go live. I try to do one a day, most days. Usually I get about 4 or 5 a week. And lately I've been doing a second one if I have the energy in the evening. So be on the lookout for the late stream, where basically it's the same, but it's dark and I talk crazy. Oh, actually, the late streams now are going to be the digital ones, because my desk it's too dark to draw at my desk at night. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.